Lila stood on the porch of her old house, her heart heavy with bittersweet memories. She had lived there for as long as she could remember, and it was where her golden retriever, Milo, was born. She had been there the moment his tiny paws stumbled across the wooden floor for the first time, and they had been inseparable ever since. But life had changed. She had to move to a new city for work, into an apartment where pets weren't allowed. The decision had been agonizing, but there were no other options. The couple who had bought her old house loved dogs, and they assured Lila that Milo would be well cared for. Still, the guilt never left her. Months later, Lila returned to her old neighborhood to visit. As she approached the house, she saw Milo in the yard, chasing butterflies just like he used to. His golden coat glistened in the sunlight, and his tail wagged furiously when he noticed her. He barked excitedly, racing toward the gate. "Milo!" Lila called, kneeling down as he leapt into her arms, licking her face with uncontainable joy. Tears welled up in her eyes as she hugged him tightly, feeling the familiar warmth of his fur. For a moment it felt like nothing had changed. She spent the afternoon playing with him in the yard. They ran together, rolled in the grass, and shared quiet moments as she scratched behind his ears. The couple watched from the porch, smiling and giving them space. It was a perfect, heart-wrenching reunion. But as the sun dipped low in the sky, it was time for Lila to leave. She knelt by Milo one last time, holding his face in her hands. "I love you, boy," she whispered. "Be good, okay? I'll see you again." Milo's tail slowed, and his eyes, filled with longing, seemed to understand. Lila stood, her legs heavy, as she walked toward her car. But as she opened the door, she heard the scrape of paws on the pavement. She turned to see Milo sprinting toward her, his leash dragging behind him. "Milo!" she called, her voice cracking as she tried to stop him. "Go back! Go home!" He didn't listen. He bounded up to her, tail wagging and eyes bright with determination. Her tears blurred the sight of him slowing, then stopping, a small figure in the distance as she turned the corner. Weeks passed. Lila called the couple to check on Milo, but they had devastating news. Milo had run off the night she left, slipping out of the yard. They searched tirelessly but found no trace of him. Lila's heart shattered at the thought of him wandering, looking for her, not understanding why she couldn't stay. She never saw Milo again. The regret was a constant weight, but so was the memory of their last moments together. The way he had chased her, as if refusing to let her go. For the rest of her life, Lila carried the image of him running after her, his golden coat shining in the fading light, a symbol of the bond they shared, one that distance, time, and even loss could never erase.